Live from an isolated cabin, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grosspitz. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're dealing with royalty. Huey's gonna take one for the team, playing Slay the Princess. You might be thinking, JD, this is an interesting title for a game. It sure is. This is a visual novel about killing a princess. It is a horror game and dating sim, according to the tags on Steam. We will see. So we're playing this because it's almost Valentine's Day, so we have to play a dating sim, of course. And this seemed like the most interesting one that we could possibly do. I will say, however, this was not my first choice to play. Not that I don't want to play this game, but more so that we were going to save this for October. There was supposed to be a sequel to Sucker for Love that we played a couple years ago, which was fantastic, and that was supposed to come out on Valentine's Day, and we were going to stream that. It got pushed back, so we are swapping its place in the schedule. So we're going to play this now, and we will save that for October, assuming it's out by then. Hopefully it will be. But yeah, this game features hand-drawn pencil art. It's fully voiced, which is good, and has multiple endings and things to do. So normally I'm not crazy about playing visual novels on stream because I don't want to spoil them all, but because there's multiple endings, I don't have to worry about that. Different paths you can go on, all that good stuff. This came very highly recommended, and I've been looking forward to it for quite a while. So without any further ado, let's commit some regicide, yeah? So here we are. Let's see, there's not a whole lot of options here. I have it cranked up as loud as it'll go, and it still seems like it's fairly quiet. So we'll see what that means. Accessibility options, oh my goodness. Don't need any of those, but it's always good to see them in games. So these devs also made another game called Scarlet Hollow, came out a couple years ago. Also to some pretty good reviews. But yeah, this game came out late last year, and quite rave reviews on it, so let's jump in.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, I'll see if I can turn it up a little bit more in OBS.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, so we don't want the world to end. That seems like a pretty big deal. We have options right away. So we have a ton of options. The end of the world, what are you talking about? Have you considered that's the reason the world's gonna end? Because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kinda bad. Can't somebody else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Mouse scroll wheels having trouble today. If you consider maybe I'm okay with the world ending, do I get some sort of reward? Thanks for telling me what to do. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Vive la revolution. The end of the world.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Okay. How can a princess locked in a basement end the world? You don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not gonna kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out. Which she will, unless you do something about it.
So we have a lot of options here for pretty much all of these. If there's interesting ones, I'll call them out, but for the most part, I'm just going to say the one that I'm doing. Do you have any evidence? Yeah.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
happens if she gets out? I want
The more
specifics.
specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Killing seems kind of bad.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
The narrator's a little sassy. Consider maybe the only reason the world's gonna end is because she's locked
While I
up.
appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Okay, we got that solved.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
Okay.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
It's really pushing that. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say that she is, then maybe I'll slay her. I'm not committing to anything.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
I'm not too worried.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Why do I have to do this?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Okay.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Okay. We don't have any options here, so guess we'll just go inside. It's like a decent place. Need some more furniture on the porch there.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Okay.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Can't go with like poison or pillow or I feel like we should talk to her first before we, come at her with a knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Okay.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm sure we're fine. Just walk up the stairs and get the knife. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you?
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
Well, we might have already goofed.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Some thick chains.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Why do we have a voice in our head? What's going on with that?
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on. I feel like I need to know a little more here.
Okay.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
It checks out, but it's also really suspicious.
You have all the explanation you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
First person you've seen in a while. What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
That's suspect.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
I feel like it is.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
Okay. What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
What? That's not a name, that's a title.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
So Princess is your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name, though. Everyone has a name.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
What are you gonna do if I let you out?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Okay, that's fair.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Supposed to kill you. I want to see for myself.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I've had better, but
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
Okay, then what about you, narrator? How would you do it?
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Ooh, she's real quick to be like, oh, this is about us. I don't know that it
Whoever
is.
sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me. This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to?
I don't know.
We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Just real quick to lump us into things.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Okay, so I can talk to her, keep her locked up, go get the blade, or just go get the blade without saying anything. I feel like we could just talk for a
That
bit.
seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Don't even know how long you've been here.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
But how? Those chains.
So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help.
Okay.
But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Ooh. That.
Thank you.
Let's go get the knife.
You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Oh, this turns
Fine.
south fast.
Turn your back on me, but it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Okay.
Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all.
Who's we?
You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
We goofed. Let's finish this.
Oh, you coward.
I feel like we should,
No.
got off on the wrong
I
foot.
don't think we can.
Uh-oh.
Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Okay.
Your
Let's finish
eyes
this.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Close the door behind me.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Let's get this over
I
with.
can wait. I'm very patient.
Is she invisible? Venture into the shadows. That seems like a terrible idea. But let's do
You
it.
step into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Okay.
The ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back.
Guess so.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand. And now look at you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Wow. It's a speed run of failure, even faster than the other years of Valentine's Day. Wait, what?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. She's gonna kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
Okay.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
Okay. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Okay.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did our best with the information we were given, and yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Man, he's...
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
I mean, they did. We died.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We were killed by the princess, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead.
Yeah.
You have to go to the cabin. If you don't
So I
slay the
noticed
princess,
that we
she's
weren't
going
the
to
hero
end the
anymore,
world,
we're the hunted.
which you're always going to be a part of, even if you're cowering in a hole. There's no escaping your responsibility here.
Fine, fine.
A warning. Before you go any, she will lie. She will cheat as a cat
already told us
lies to a
that.
cornered mouse when it plays with its freedom. I don't see why that matters. A lie's a lie, and she could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. We should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell.
Okay.
That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously.
Trust the narrator at all.
Maybe.
Narrator didn't kill us, though, I
The
guess.
interior of the cabin
Hey,
is
there's a mirror
ruinous
now.
and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. Wind rushing in through cracks and holes in the wooden
Cabin
walls.
sucks more now, too.
The only furniture of note is a termite-eaten table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
There's windows before. Didn't say anything about the mirror.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it. Much like he hasn't seen what's already happened.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I'm just gonna approach it. You know what? Just look
Walk
in
up
the
to
mirror.
the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward
What?
and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Do we always have monster hands?
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone.
So we're confident we're the hero when we're scared we're the hunted. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Let's just go in. Let's go for it. Let's just kill her. Let's see what happens. Look at that. We have a little knife
The basement
now.
creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes.
Yeah, the cabin's definitely seen better days.
The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
Oh, she's like already
She sounds
feral.
almost feral.
Hey, that was my word.
Patient. Or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness.
What?
The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
Okay.
Remember, she's just a princess.
I think she's a furry this time.
She's certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified.
Okay.
I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from me.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
She's in chains again. We're fine. I don't think so. We don't have to kill each other.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous, the princess, lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured.
Wow.
I guess that's it then, isn't it?
A new
Unfortunately
record.
for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
Got eaten.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
Man, she ate us in one bite.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
Yeah, we're already dead though. That's not our
But
problem.
even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards. the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something. You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Survive. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to leave, we could at least deny her that. That is a bad thing to do.
She ate the dagger, too. Spit me out or I'll kill myself.
I'm so very, very patient. If it takes lives and lives and lives to swallow my way to freedom, then that is what I'll do.
Okay, she saw through that one pretty quick. Screw you, slay yourself. Explore, dig with the steel claw.
Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slough from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door to the cabin.
The cage is still locked.
Keep going.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart.
Man, we are not looking so good.
The pulling has turned to banging as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door. Your flesh screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh waves of blistering acid.
Okay.
You can't hold me forever.
From hell's heart, I stab at you.
Though your body is dissolving, eroding into unrecognizable shapes, your will drives it forward. You have a target, and you will strike it.
Nobody vores me without consent.
We're too late, aren't we? This isn't survival. This is spite.
I think we... Did you miss the part we got eaten? There's no coming back from that, dude.
No, it's something better. It's fulfilling a noble destiny. Your lone, functioning arm lashes out, stabbing up towards the princess's heart.
So you found a way to kill me. Then we'll die together. And I will see you again soon.
Okay, so she knows we're looping.
With those prophetic words, you do not draw another breath. Your body tangled and melting in the cooling folds of the princess's flesh. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Yeah, but we killed her.
But at least you've saved the world. I hope.
Nailed it. Okay.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No,
Okay.
that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
This is 3.
I think this is our 3rd? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
So she knows the narrator exists.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
The rest of you? Who?
Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Oh, we're on the romance path then. That's good.
Oh, I like that. I don't feel so small anymore when you put it like that.
That's because you aren't small, even if you act that way. We're both so much more together than we were apart, and we can be so much more still. Vast, unfathomable.
You're not mad at us for stabbing you in the heart, are you?
Now we're the opportunist.
No. Are you mad at me for swallowing you whole?
I mean, that could have gone better.
Not really. It all seems so petty right now. She ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck together. What a mess.
Hey,
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
are you being nice to me? Did you eat me? What do we do now?
We push back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
Okay, that seems fair.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that.
So
I
this
may not have
narrator
been around
knows
to
we've
witness
looped
it,
and knows that that's
but clearly
possible.
you remember what happened. How about you try remembering how it all felt?
Turn inward and find your freedom.
You fall inward into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere. We just need to test the boundaries. We just need to find the right place to be at the right time. You'd do best to remember that
Lost
some
our hero
wounds
voice.
will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same. What is he going on about? What does he know about us? You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
There's a place you need to be, you just need to find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you. This place will fall apart before you find its end. This task, whatever it is you think you're doing, is impossible. All he has are words, and words aren't real. We're real. That's right, I know a loser when I see one. Call his bluff.
Yeah, I don't trust the narrator.
I can hold us together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I don't, but eh. Don't have a lot of options here, kind of.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
You do find something. It's cold and smooth and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your conscious flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now.
He's scared.
I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it and free us all.
Shatter the cage.
No, stop!
But his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be.
Job well done, team. Just like I'd planned.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
It's beautiful.
What is it?
We need to be there. We won't be safe until we are. We won't be whole.
It's like stock footage of grass growing. And then it's
Where
gone.
did it go? Why is everything so cold?
Never get the chance to answer her. You turn to see her gone behind you, replaced by something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone too. Let's just go to the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Too late. Ignore him. Ignore us? Ourselves? You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Like thin reeks of death. If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. I'm still a beast. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It's quiet here. You're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Just a few too many arms. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Were you always part of the princess, or are you just making her part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Okay, let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Do you know the narrator? What's his deal?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Okay.
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Okay. What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know about the worlds beyond?
I know only that they are.
Okay. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. You scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay. What if I don't let you do this?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished. Dry. Hollow.
Okay. Sent to slay the princess, stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Alright, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
We died again. 3 in a row. Back to the beginning.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a You're here to slay.
Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going...
Let's see. Quietly continue down the path and away from the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads
Well, we
to the
tried,
cabin.
okay.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Fine,
That's
I'll go.
great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Fortunately, she's only a princess. We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a...
Okay, yeah, we've heard that before. So now I can skip through stuff that I've already seen.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Let her go
The
this
air
time.
is
See how
stale
that
and
goes
musty,
for us.
and the floor and walls are painted. The blade is your implement.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice
Hello?
Is Hypnotize it. Don't let it fool.
Okay, okay. I'm here to
How
save
many
you.
times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Are we still man, bear, pig, or whatever?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Okay.
She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay
Okay.
for...
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
Let's see. Can't believe they've been keeping you down here. I'll get you out of here.
You're only making this more difficult.
That seems fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'm gonna check upstairs, see what I can do.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere else.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
A narrator.
Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Okay.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Try the
You
door.
try the door, but it's locked from the out.
Well, gave that a
You
go.
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so easier for whom?
Yeah, we're supposed to
Easier
take the
for
blade.
everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too,
Who's
didn't
they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh my
raising
God.
her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Oh, we're still a monster.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Jeez.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
She's tougher than we are.
She didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
How'd she do her hair while she was tied up?
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yeah.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Wait, what?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Look like it might be a little too late for that. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges
Ooh.
it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Oh, she whiffed on it.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't look too sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Yes, we goofed.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, so we got a different chapter too.
You're on a path in the... You're here to sleep.
You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Yeah, romance route confirmed.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Four of us?
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Hell yeah, brother.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Go to the cabin. We can save her this time. Now we know.
Before you go in, she will lie.
Hey.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in. I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its
Fancy.
stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabinet.
Okay.
There was a mirror. Now it's gone. Pity.
Okay.
We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly
Take the
sweep.
blade.
You take the blade from the table. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again, there's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
I don't trust the narrator at all. He's gonna stab us again. Or get us stabbed, rather.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed
Snazzy.
carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Okay.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
She said we'd come back, so she knows.
Waiting for you to come back? I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion.
This one seems a little more
I'd really
fancy,
hoped I'd be
so.
the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever, especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Yeah.
Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
He's got a point. Killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why'd you do that? Did I have to cut you again? I really didn't care for that. What happened after I died? Sorry what happened last time. The narrator sent me here to kill you. Took over my body. It was unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Eh.
That's because she's perfect.
Yeah.
She has someone like him telling her what to do. She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay, that makes sense. Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Eh.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Eh. I have no feelings one way or the other. The world sucks, people are a plague. Yeah, I can take it or leave
honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
It's your choice, dude. You're the narrator.
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long. If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
Makes sense. Do I have to cut you again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
Okay, so she knows.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Yeah, it's
She
just
didn't
you.
care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Rescue her. Actually, yeah, why'd you kill me?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
Yeah, that checks out.
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Rescue the princess.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, Yes.
Oop. Wait. You'll what? Take over my body? Okay.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
I feel like we look a little more human this time.
That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone is saved.
Now let's see where this goes.
Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
Yes.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
She wants to stop at Wendy's.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
Something isn't right, I'm sorry. We can just kill her. I want you to tell me what you
I just
want.
want to make you happy.
Okay, so yeah, we can stop at Wendy's.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
There must be something you want. What would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
She keeps getting more kawaii.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
If you want to leave, then let's do it.
That sounds perfect.
Okay, we dodged that bullet.
Oh, phew. She's back to normal. Normal? What are you talking about? Our angel has always been like this. Absolutely flawless. As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
That might be a bit ambitious.
I like to think that you do, actually.
Yeah, okay, I agree with the narrator here.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
This guy.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Oh, but we do.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Yeah. I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks.
There.
And the door creaks open. Are you kidding me? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
Yeah, we did it.
Our happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
Not usually.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
What, do we have feathers? Oh. You don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory
She's gone.
returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the
What
end
is
for
that
me.
supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Do it, then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
This legend. Gaze at your reflection. You've grown. Find yourself in the long quiet again. Oh, it looks a little different this time.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Okay.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
How does it feel to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
You know, at the end of this, once you've finished, I'm gonna kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
And kinder to me than anybody else. That's pretty good.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Makes sense. All this is done. What do you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Okay. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes. Can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
The same as before? How much have you
Is
changed?
a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Yeah, okay.
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Okay. I don't want to hurt you. The more times I go back, the more times I fear I
The
will.
vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Okay. So you don't have any preference?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
How many more?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective.
Okay, we're getting
You
there.
will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
It's like I can end the loop if I either kill her or myself.
You're on a path. You're here.
Okay. Just keep it going.
You make your way up. The interior of the blade is... You take the blade from the...
Okay.
The daughter... Her voice...
Who's there?
What?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down.
Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to
Go
reason.
down the stairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
She's so coldly beautiful.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat?
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. Don't you dare.
Okay.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
She's got a gun.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Oh, she's so aggressive. Can we just
You're
talk?
so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
Drop the blade.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Uh-oh. Just shift positions. My back is getting sore.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
So now that she's like back to the normal kind of stage one, her hair's not as fancy, her dress isn't as nice.
We'll be fine.
It's kind of funny.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, I'll say. Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, that's... yeah. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Too late.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
Watched you chew your arm off.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Deflect.
Princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long. She knows what she'd do.
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
Okay, so she's fed up with us already.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She has a point.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about...
Okay. How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
She did it before. She's crazy.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're...
Look at the chains.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
I'm curious what the narrator's going to do if we free her twice in a
Walk up
row.
to the chains binding the prince. They're large and heavy. Far too
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it.
doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here...
We're gonna find something to break you free.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out.
Okay,
Someone
so
else...
he's locked the door again.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for everyone.
Okay.
I heard the door slam. The knife. Pick it up and cut me out.
You won't like.
Save her again.
Against your better judgment, you cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and she didn't so much as utter it. Free from her bindings, the prince... How is she so
Thank you. Now let...
Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. As the princess approaches... Wait, this isn't fair. You watch me.
I'm curious
Stop that.
if we warn her
I
again.
thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back. Stop it. The blade. Move.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your...
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Hey, she got better at that though. That's good. That's
This
progress.
is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark.
Okay, we get a new chapter 2
You're
though.
on a path. You're here.
Go to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Now we're skeptical.
Did you just say wink out loud?
Yeah, we did.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and
I like this guy already.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor. The blade is your...
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with...
Go to the basement. I'm gonna ignore the mirror this time. Just, who cares? It's not important. It's not even
The
real.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be... Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
I wonder what visitors she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
I don't know.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Sure, I need to do much of anything. See how locked up she is? I'm just gonna leave her. No, I'll sit with her. See what
You
she's
step
up to.
towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Even her crown this time is made of chains.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you're told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Gotta go to Tim Hortons. Been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
So you've already been here. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
Nah.
It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
Okay, so the narrator knows way more than he's letting on.
That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
So I guess we inherited her skepticism from the last
Give it a
time.
rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Arm grew back.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
I don't
You're
know about
looking at
that.
me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
Yeah?
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
Wow, after she ends the world, she'll kill us? That's wacky.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are she'll have a knife. We won't have to worry about it.
Pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
What's with the other chain?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Okay. I can leave her, I can kill her, I can cut her out, I can give her the knife. I can inspect the shackle. That seems like a terrible idea. I'm gonna give her the knife. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm trusting you here. Give her the knife.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world. Right? Oh, Rory tried to take over her body.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair,
Oh.
smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
No.
Watch in uneasy silence.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Huh. So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink.
Seems like an inefficient way to have done that.
Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
We did it.
Are you sure she's not winking at us?
Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased.
I don't know. You can walk that off.
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things. The danger is past.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Should probably take her with us. Seems fair.
Fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal?
Yes.
The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
Get my reward.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... over?
So it's just if
Is
any
he gone?
part of her gets out, she
But
survives.
we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
She's gone. Where did she go? Is that a...
The mirror. Just approach it. We know it's gonna happen.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Fine.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
You've withered. Okay. So it's just the head this time.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Doesn't matter how many times they go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Does that change you? Does that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Makes me like you more. Seems so distant. I have no opinion. Makes me like you more.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
What do you think of this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
How many more vessels do I need?
We will know when we near our destination.
What happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
You still not care what I bring?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
You're on a path. You're here.
Okay. Do I get a reward?
Yes, but you'll have...
Thanks for telling me what to
Don't
do.
mention it. It's all part of the job. You make your way up.
Okay.
The interior of the blade. You take the blade. The door to her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise.
I don't think we had the
Good
element
luck,
of surprise.
hero.
She heard us
you
come
walk
down.
down the stairs, and she's so focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Okay, so we have the... This is the cold one again.
You step forward, your grip on the blade.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? So, you should...
She's unarmed.
What if she kills
You
us?
go into this expecting to die. You're going to die.
Hesitating. Why don't you drop...
Let's just kill her this time, you know what?
You charge the princess, blade trembling in your hand, but you've already lost the battle.
Ooh.
She casually sidesteps your thrust before knocking you to the ground with a single blow from her elbow.
We shouldn't have hesitated.
But she doesn't stop there. She kicks you a few times for good measure, the pointed tip of her shoes feeling like a pickaxe against your fracturing bones, making sure you stay down. As you lie, crushed and broken on the basement floor, the princess kneels on your throat, with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess. As you gasp for air, she eyes you with an intense curiosity. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She applies more pressure, slowly squeezing what's left of your life out of your lung. This is the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, new chapter 2, though.
You're on a path you're here to...
She's gonna kill me again.
Again? If he doesn't remember what happened, then you know I can hear you. What does it matter what he knows? There's nothing we can do
we're
to
broken.
stop her. She is not going to kill you unless you let...
Go to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Yeah.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't... I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the rescue her, given the stakes of the situation, so please try to ignore both of those...
Okay.
If that's what you want.
Alright.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched. The blade is your... Why do we feel so? We don't feel small. We are small.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub. We should count ourselves lucky. Some things... You take the blade from the altar.
Okay, get the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. Her booming voice rolls up
Man, he
the
really hates
stairs.
basements.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
We don't have any other choices. We have to go down
Making
the
your way
stairs.
down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Ooh.
The blade slips from your fingers and clatters uselessly
Let's see
to the
here.
floor. We didn't have to do that, and yet you did. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
She can clearly fly. How are we gonna stab her? This isn't Shadow of the
Kneel.
Colossus. Kneel.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
Okay, we have knees.
That's my good little bird. Now,
Do
why
birds
don't
have
we
knees?
talk? The last time we met, you couldn't even scratch me. And yet here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak!
The last time we met? I suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods.
But I skipped our conversation
Still,
in the
whatever you
woods.
do, don't...
Supposed to end the world.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new, and the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
There's a thought. What would you have me do? Just what do you have planned?
And all you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Okay. If you're so powerful, can't you just do it yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
Yeah, this time she admitted to
That's
it.
exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
She has a point. Yeah, I'm yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
I mean, you're flying.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
There's not even any wind in here, and look at all that billowing.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say. No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something
All the
different
hands on
now.
the window.
An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you?
Wait, did I miss a line? No, okay.
A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine. Rise, my little bird.
Okay, we got rid of him.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Ooh.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? All we have is a blade. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Oh man, we're like orcs in 40k. We just gotta believe, and then the science happens.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Okay. Oh. We didn't even make it outside that time.
She's gone. And there's that.
Just approach it. See it.
This I don't want to look at.
What did it look like this time? Ooh, we're like really withered now. Unraveled.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there.
Okay, so she was giant.
Do you know what we'll find out there?
I have no idea. Do you have thoughts on this one?
This one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Oh, okay. How many more you need?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular.
Okay. Let's talk about the narrator. When you send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does, and when we find him, I'm gonna get some answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Okay. I'm ready.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Alright.
You're on a path. You're here.
Let's do it. It's just,
You make your... The interior of the blade. The door to the... Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it...
okay, so she's...
Good. You're still listening to reason.
When we have the blade is when she's
You
cold
walk
to
down the
us.
stairs
Because she knows we have
and lock
it.
eyes. She's so... Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward. Your grip on...
Oh? No talking. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason. So, you should just...
She's unarmed.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily
Okay, we
give
finally
way
did the thing the
and
game
look
told
down
us
to
to.
see your blade already sinking.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Oh, crap.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
I feel like she has a trick up her sleeve,
It's
yeah.
over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing
Those
hidden
little tiny
up there.
sleeves.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
She cut her head off before and it was fine. Remove the blade.
You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Oh my.
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
She had a knife the whole time?
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you.
Yep.
For whatever that's worth.
Nailed that part.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ooh, a new chapter.
You're here.
I already slew the princess.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't... If he doesn't remember what happened, then...
This whole thing's a crock of shit.
Oh, I got
She's
cheated.
just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us again.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that. The princess is unarmed.
Clearly not.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started stabbing us.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons, so there's no reason to fear her. You were made for this job. You'll do just fine.
Okay.
A warning. She will lie.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
We know what to look out for this time. Just stay The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine... The blade is your...
Take the blade.
You take the blade.
Feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below.
That's right, scraping. I told you she has something, I told you.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Is this even a room?
I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
It's true.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
We killed each other last time. I'd rather not do that.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here, right now? Both of us normal and unstabbed.
We didn't mention that we were stabbed.
I do have to hand it to her, that's a very good question. And it's one with a simple answer. You haven't slain her yet. So how about you get moving? Last time, what are you talking? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember. Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
Do you remember what happened last time?
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that.
Okay, so she does.
But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
She's sweating. Let's see. What if we're both honest here? I was sent here to stop you from ending the world and you killed me.
That doesn't sound like me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
Probably.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed? You. So stop second guessing. But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
So you do remember it, yeah.
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
I know you have a knife. I'll let you out of here if you drop it.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
That does sound kind of weird when you put it like that.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death.
We have a knife, though.
Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Narrator's a bit of a jerk. I'd like to trust you're being real suspicious.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. How would you like it if I did that, huh? Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he could tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
So
How
are
many
we a
more
bird?
times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Yes.
You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk, and maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No. I have my dignity, fine, and will continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Alright, prove it to me then. Prove you don't have a knife.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Okay.
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Practically. You're just hiding it somewhere secret.
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
Wow.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious.
Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
Look, I know you're mad at me. I think we just need to let bygones be bygones.
But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach.
She's really
I think
committed
I've
to
said
that.
my piece at this point.
I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Yeah, I'm not trusting this. I'm out.
It's boring if you leave.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all.
She's made of swords the whole time.
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do?
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm.
Oh boy.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace.
Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it.
And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched.
Yeah, that
You
ended
keep
pretty
pace with
poorly.
her for
Oh,
a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense.
we have another hand. Maybe it's made of swords too.
She's much better at this than she was
The
last
cursor
time.
changed. It's our left hand now. Oh god.
Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
That's fair.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The arms race. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods.
Woods look
No,
a little weird.
fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods every time. We're starting in the fucking cabin.
You're what? The interior of the cabin is dark, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. Yeah, but for whom? Someone or something.
Ooh,
is
we
out
got
there
two new
pulling the
voices in
strings,
one.
and we're all just puppets until we can figure out how to see them.
But what if that someone is us, eh? Eh? Wouldn't that be neat? If we were the ones pulling the strings, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have died twice already.
That's fair.
So obviously you've already been here.
This is our third?
No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is down to destruction, right?
That can't be right. That's too much responsibility.
It's only too much responsibility if these worlds are real. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent metal table, a pristine blade.
We take it.
Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep...
I'm glad that this is apparently our last one because it's like it's rushed and humorous. It knows that it's in the loop and everything. This whole game is fantastic.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. What if winning is the wrong move? It isn't. I don't care whether you trust me or not, but at least trust that defeating the person who has apparently killed you twice already is a good idea.
I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there?
You walk through the door. There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore.
We can see our reality just fine. Why should we trust his?
I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. And the mirror's gone. Surprise.
It was never there.
It feels like it's hiding something from us. It's part of the big picture. I just know it. That's why it's being kept from us.
Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
See how many swords she's made out of this
Step
time.
forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom.
Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a run.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
She's toying with us. She's acting like she already knows she's won.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once.
Nothing bad has come of it yet.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered.
The past isn't real. There's only here and now.
Your internal bickering
boy.
is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades, glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain, she's loose, and she is...
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Well, that was a good one. Okay, so we can fight her, we can appeal to her authority, we can surrender unconditionally, we could flirt. We're gonna fight her and have a stiff upper lip. She wins by killing us, so let's beat her to it. All these ideas suck, think up something better. I'm gonna flirt with her.
Now, I've tolerated quite a bit from you, but this is a bridge too far. Please don't try romancing the princess. She wants to kill you. She's going to end the world if you don't stop her. Yeah, do we have to flirt with the murderous monster?
I'd rather not.
Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll throw her off. I know I'd be thrown off if she started flirting with us.
Yeah, see?
I'm fine with it. Let's see where this goes.
This guy knows. Give her the look. Is it the George Clooney look where you're gonna look down and then look up under your eyebrows and give her the smolder? I know you want to kill me, as I never told you how gorgeous you are. I feel like I really get you, like romantically even. Maybe we can hash this out over a date. But you buy me dinner before impaling me to death. I'm gonna give her the look. We're just gonna go straight for the look.
The look.
Yeah.
The look. We've all used it. Yeah, do you not know about the look? Are you sure we want to use the look so early? It's supposed to be saved for emergencies.
This seems like an emergency.
You flash the princess the look. And a rosy blush rushes to the princess's cheeks as she breaks into a wide grin. Unbelievable.
Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat.
Okay, that went pretty well.
Oh, be damned. This is actually going to work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the murder.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Or not. Is anything going to work with her? She's so single-minded. It's like, whatever we do, it's always going to end exactly the same. Blush still glowing in her cheeks. The princess closes the distance between you, blades flashing. She skewers you.
Oh, I couldn't have given her the second look. You know the
Ow.
one.
What worthwhile romance doesn't hurt at least a little bit?
Yeah, this
What
guy's back too.
matters is that she likes us. She's even said as much. Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die?
It seems that way.
You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you? We're dead, aren't we? We're dead. How long have we been dead? Have we been dead the whole time? Dead. Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her.
As long as we keep moving.
We'll win her heart eventually.
Yep.
It's going to get so loud in here. How are we going to keep it all straight?
Come on, show me something new.
Okay. All these ideas suck. Think up something better. Doesn't work. She kills you again and again and again and again. Memory blurs. Your consciousness leaps from life to life to life, holding only snippets of the conflict that transpires.
None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder.
She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you anywhere.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought. What's the point? It's all
She keeps getting more swords.
She skewers you.
Oh, don't give up on me just yet. You gotta keep going.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up.
Okay, let's go again. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels.
She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah, that was a good one. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh. Okay.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here.
Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw.
Oh, what if we throw it out the window? Over my dead body.
That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
This guy.
Sure, I can think of a better way to die.
I don't know, dude.
They're all the same, really.
How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... Yeah, leave it to the pros.
But you stick to describing things. Okay, yeah.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover. Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only... It's fine. I'll just shut up.
It's more of a slide. Okay, yeah.
Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win.
don't know if it like double clicked or I was just clicking at the wrong time.
Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. Then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart
Okay, so she was really made of
furiously
swords
in
this
its
time.
cage of a
For
chest.
real.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Still kind of cute though.
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine. Yes, behold, the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window?
There's a window?
That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
Forget it.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet through that inaction your body moves on its own. Princess strikes as you approach, but her blow finishes its arc. You're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, you and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of self. It's only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your play, the faster your hearts pound, the faster the momentum volleys between you. Endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of volition, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are lethal, neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. Approach the mirror. You're nothing at all. Can't be nothing. You focus your gaze and you see it. Figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection.
I think you know what I am.
Crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Things are really breaking. Does it hurt when pieces of you break? Or...
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Oh, as we ask questions, he loses pieces.
I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Okay. If you made me, then what am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
What is the princess? Did you make her too?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
After everything you've done for us, don't you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
Running out of pieces. Why'd you make her a princess?
I didn't make her a princess, but I wove the idea of her into something your scattered mind could fathom. You chose for that something to be a princess.
Okay. If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will, but it will all be worth it.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Why couldn't you have told me this from the start? It would have helped you.
If you actually knew what she was from the start, if you knew her capabilities, a single intrusive thought could have instantly ended the entire world.
I'm not gonna slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god, even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo, and echoes always fade away.
As the final fragment of the glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. Narrator is right. You're the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. It's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. You arrive at the heart of things. There's no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
A long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Did you know about the echo? Did you hear that?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So many stories left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in this?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Hey, only that one time they were. It was because you were made of swords. If you're always going to become this, what was the point of me doing anything?
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel all of it.
Guess I chose unwisely.
On and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you. Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality, and you used it to rise above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear. You become nothing, a black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation,
This is
you
wild.
gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
Oh. So this option, stop the fight early and surrender. Doesn't matter how I feel, death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. We're able to transcend death, we're responsible for those it holds captive.
The echo saw horrors because his eyes were closed. The majesty of being extends beyond any single perspective. To question everything is to deny proof of the reality that lies in front of you. To live alone within the caverns of your mind is to trap yourself in them forever. But you did not live alone. You found me, and we held trust in each other for no reason than to believe in something that wasn't us. Cold skepticism turned to liberation, but it required a journey to blossom. Though you have blossomed, do you have no more journeys left to make? What of those in the spaces beyond? Would you erase the path ahead to hold everyone still?
Suffering born in delusion, still suffering. It doesn't matter what we are now. Hurt each other and we shouldn't have done that. We cannot let the world be a place spun out of that pain.
Their suffering is born of their own delusion.
Your little bird takes a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
It's Valentine's Day, so we gotta go for this one. That feeling never left me. Should we save? Okay, just in case. I feel like this is the right answer for this.
Then there's no need for you to fight like we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in...
Alright, I'm ready.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free myself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. Feels sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. Feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. Feel a glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and in infinite angles. Push back and strain against it. But it does not yield.
I love you.
But once the unyielding tension breaks, it was stock footage of grass growing, I was right. You're free and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. Step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You are finally home. Well done on the voice acting in this game. Absolutely fantastic. Very small team on this too. Wow, that's a lot of alpha testers. That's more than most AAA games get these days. Drum kit. There's the track order for a special playlist just for you. Interesting. Oh, I guess it's based on... Okay, yeah, the order that we went through things. Alright. That was fantastic. That was so neat. Just so many bizarre things going on in it, and just, oh, the presentation was perfect. I guess we found love in the end? We'll say we did. I feel like we did. Other people might have died. I don't know, though. We didn't see them. But we did kill the princess, though. So not only did we slay the princess like we were supposed to, we found love, which was our goal for Valentine's Day. Sorta, kinda. We'll go with that. Yeah. But yeah, this was Slay the Princess. That was pretty neat. Obviously, there's lots of other different endings and different paths to get to said endings. Tons and tons of them, depending on all of your actions and inactions in some cases. I enjoyed the absolute hell out of this. And whether you were here live or you watched this VOD later on down the road, hope you did too. And until next time, have a good one.